This video will show you how to infer dimensions while reshaping a PyTorch tensor by using the PyTorch view operation. First, we import PyTorch. Then we print the PyTorch version we are using. We are using PyTorch 0.3.1 post 2. Let's now create a PyTorch tensor for our example. We use torch.tensor. We pass in our data structure, which is 2 by 3 by 6. And we're going to assign this PyTorch tensor to the Python variable pt_initial_tensor_x. Let's print the pt_initial_tensor_x Python variable to see what we have. We see that it's a PyTorch float tensor of size 2 by 3 by 6. We have all our numbers from 1 to 36 inclusive, and we're going to use this tensor now to reshape it in a variety of ways and infer the shape. For the first PyTorch tensor reshape with inferred dimension example, let's retain the rank of the tensor, which is 3, but we're going to change it from a 2 by 3 by 6 to a 2 by 9 to an unknown. And the way we let PyTorch know that we don't know what the last number should be is we pass in a -1. Then when that tensor is reshaped, we are going to assign it to the Python variable pt reshape 2 by 9 by x tensor x. Let's print the pt reshape 2 by 9 by x tensor x Python variable to see what we have. We see that it's a PyTorch float tensor of size 2 by 9 by 2. So we have two matrices, which has 9 rows and 2 columns. And we see that all our numbers are still there. And you can see that this last dimension was inferred because we passed in 2 by 9. So 2 times 9 is 18. And because we are reshaping and we have the same number of elements, 36 divided by 18 is 2. So PyTorch inferred that the last dimension was 2. Then, to double check the PyTorch view operation isn't doing an in-place reshaping of the original tensor, let's print our original tensor to see what we have. We see that it's 2 by 3 by 6, and it's a PyTorch float tensor. So our original tensor is still the same. For the second PyTorch tensor reshape with inferred dimension example, let's decrease the rank of the tensor so that we go from 2 by 3 by 6 to a 2 by unknown number dimension. This result is going to then be assigned to the Python variable pt reshape 2 by x tensor x. Let's print the pt reshape 2 by x tensor x Python variable to see what we have. And we see that we have a rank 2 tensor. So we went from a rank 3 tensor to a rank 2 tensor. And we see that PyTorch inferred the last dimension to be 18, which makes sense. 2 times 3 is 6, times 6 is 36. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So we have 2 rows and 18 columns. And all our numbers are still there. For the third and last PyTorch tensor reshape example, let's increase the rank of the tensor so that we go from 2 by 3 by 6 to 2 by 2 by 3 by an unknown number. So we pass in our original tensor, we use the PyTorch view operation, we pass in the new dimensions, and then we use a -1 to signify that it's an unknown dimension and we want PyTorch to infer what that dimension should be. When this expression is evaluated, we're going to assign the result to the Python variable pt reshape 2 by 2 by 3 by x tensor x. Let's print the result to see what we have. We see that it's a PyTorch float tensor of size 2 by 2 by 3 by 3, so now it's a rank 4 tensor. We see that the numbers between 1 and 36 inclusive are still there, and we see that PyTorch inferred the last dimension to be 3. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12. We know that we had 36 elements, so 36 divided by 12 is 3. Perfect. We were able to infer dimensions while reshaping a PyTorch tensor by using the PyTorch view operation